Hello everyone, this is John Ford, Imi Jakob, and Gloria Fawn. We're going to be discussing neural networks and public assistance today. So today we're going to start this off with discussing what artificial neural networks actually are. Basically, they are algorithms that imitate the learning functions of the brain. Similar to how the brain is organized, they have 10 to 10,000 neurons with 5 to 100 connections per each neuron in these algorithms. Some of the things that these neural networks excel at are problem solving, and those problem solving things that they do that they're very good at are pattern classification, clustering, function approximation, forecasting, optimization, association, and control. Another thing to note about neural networks is they typically have an input layer followed by a hidden layer and an output layer. Basically what's going to happen is you're going to have a set of inputs that are going to be processed within the hidden layer, and that hidden layer is going to be sent to the output layer that produces a set of outputs based on what you input at the beginning.
So we use the neural network to basically figure out if applicants should receive public assistance. And some of the questions we asked were, is the current system working, and can we implement technology to help make better decisions? So we compiled 13 questions, and here are some of the questions that we went through and some of the justification for them. First question is, what is your household income? The reason we used that was because we wanted to verify that a person needs assistance. For example, if a household income is recorded in the top 5%, though it may be unlikely that a person will apply, this person will most likely be denied. Secondly, what is your marital status? Divorce should not be rewarded. In marital status, we wanted to consider if a person is denied for not honoring their vows, this may encourage a reduced divorce rate. So a lower divorce rate may have the potential to drastically improve the quality of the home for both the parents and the children. Third, how many months have you been on assistance? Obviously, we don't want to reward people who are able-bodied and able-minded to continue to be on public assistance, so we want to be able to take people that are on public assistance for a long time and try to support them in such a way that they would be able to get off public assistance. 4, how many people are living in your household? This question is to gauge how economic a person's decisions are. 5th, how many dependents do you have? This question is complex in the fact that there are more needs when there are more people to feed, but applicants, if they have 6 children by their own will, make that decision for themselves. Number 6, are your children from one partner? This question is really included to understand the character of the applicant. Again, we want to be able to reward people who have good character. Number 7, are you disabled? There are people who are held back physically or mentally and cannot pursue the same opportunities provided to most of them. Because of this fact, we want to ask this question if they are disabled or not, and if that impedes their ability to earn money. Number 8, do they have a birth medical condition? Health and wealth are really debilitated when you're not able to make the money necessary to sustain a living above the poverty level. Do you have outstanding medical bills? Again, this is goes back to the amount of income that you have compared to how much you actually have to pay. 10, have you taken non-prescribed drugs? This is more of a character issue where we want to look at for people that have taken non-prescribed drugs. One of them is the current opioid epidemic that's happening in the country, as well as things like marijuana, cocaine, heroin, and hard drugs like that. 11, have you been fired in the past year? Again, we want to be able to see people and reward people that have consistent employment. And again, this isn't the only factor, but this is one of the factors. 12, are you seeking employment? If you are unemployed, or if you have been fired, are you actively seeking employment? We want to reward people that are going into a situation seeking out employment instead of those who want to stay unemployed, and then reward those that stay unemployed. 13, are you currently employed? Again, the same exact rationale as for number 12. We want to encourage people to stay employed. And 14, what is your age? With this, what is your age? The question is really there to filter out those who, at an age where they should be able to work, are actually not working. And though there may be already programs in place, we will still support the elderly. In the case where an applicant is an elderly person, she may need to take care of other people.
And now we're going to go over a MATLAB demonstration of this. So this is going to be a pattern recognition application of the neural network. Our inputs have been loaded, so it's public assistance inputs and public assistance targets, and we have 120 data points, and we had 14 input variables and 2 potential outputs, either yes or no, for if the neural network decides to give them public assistance. We'll just set it 70, 15, 15, that's just the default. And maybe 5. We honestly can mess around with this. And so here we have a 4% error, 5, 5.5, and so we'll look at the confusion. So overall, that's pretty good, 95.8% right for the all confusion matrix. So we saved that neural network function, and we're going to use some data that we just picked or chose to put through. This wasn't included in our training data. So this represents a person who makes $60,000. They are married. They are not currently in public assistance. That's what that 0 means. There are 6 in their household. They have 4 dependents. One interesting thing, obviously they have a pretty high household income. And this one represents them, this one. They do drugs. So we're going to put this person through the function to see if they qualify. And the top value here means yes, and this one means no. So as you can see, they do not qualify. And we've got another situation here. And I'm just going to highlight some attributes. They don't make a lot of money. They are, they're divorced, but they're disabled and they have outstanding medical bills. But they are employed right now, so that is a good characteristic that they can retain employment. This is test 2. So here we see that they did qualify, and so that really aligns with what our team agrees with in this decision.
So in conclusion, we discussed neural networks, how they are related to biological neural networks of the brain, and how they mimic the learning functions of those biological neural networks. We also talked about public assistance system that we created for this project, the 14 questions we used to determine whether someone should or should not receive government assistance, and also the justifications for those questions. Then we talked about how we trained and implemented the neural network using MATLAB's neural network to make a decision on whether or not someone should receive government assistance. Overall, this project, we learned a lot about neural networks and machine learning and how important it is in the day-to-day.
Thanks for watching.